Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, welcome to the Daily Grind. How you doing out there this morning? Good, I hope. I hope you're having a great morning. Hope you have a great day today, by golly old day. Let's get to crack-a-lacking, shall we? I think the reason a lot of people struggle with guilt and shame and self-abuse and self-hatred and all that stuff is, if you think about it, because when we're young, we're not taught how to deal with that stuff. We're taught to feel guilty or shameful when something happens. If we did something that maybe we shouldn't be doing, instead of being taught that, that's not the right way to do it, you should be ashamed of yourself, or they make you feel guilty or something like that. So that's what you learn. That's in your memory bank. So when you get older, you still have them feelings because you're not taught how to deal with something. Instead, you just taught how to feel bad about it. It's like history class in school. They don't teach you how to do something different. They just want you to remember the facts the way they want you to remember them. They don't want to tell you the truth. They just tell you this is the way it happened. There's two sides to that story. If you heard the other side, you might find things were a little bit different. And then you get to decide yourself who was right or who was wrong, or what was right or what was wrong. They don't let you do that. They just tell you this is what you got to remember. This is the way it was. And they tell you this the other people were bad. Think about this country, our own country. If you go down south, they don't like people from the north. Some of the people from the north don't like people from the south because of the Civil War way back when. I mean, holy crap, that was a long time ago. But people are still fighting about that because they're taught in school that we were right and they were wrong. And they still hold on to that instead of it was a whole stupid thing anyway. Okay, this is what really happened. What do you think? That's the question that should be proposed. Do you think this was right? Do you think it was wrong? Do you think we could have done anything differently to solve this? And when you're a little kid, if they would teach you that, if they'd say, instead of saying, you should be ashamed of yourself, say, this is what you did, and this is why we feel like it's wrong. And what if you did this, or what would you do differently so that the outcome was different? Teach somebody something totally different so that they have coping skills instead of just beating themselves up and feeling bad. It's hard to feel good in life when you're feeling bad about yourself, when you're abusing yourself mentally, but with guilt and shame and beating yourself up with that crap. That stuff is useless. There's no growth in guilt. There's no growth in shame. There's no growth in none of that. So what good does it do? It just makes you feel bad and feel like you're a bad person when you're not. You just made a mistake. And let me tell you something. Everybody makes mistakes. You're probably going to make them till the day you die. The good thing about a mistake is to learn from it. If you learn from it, instead of just beating yourself up for years and years over and over and over, that does no good at all. That does no good at all. We got to start teaching our kids different. We got to start teaching them critical thinking and teaching them how to think for themselves and not to beat themselves up with that kind of nastiness, but to learn how to do something different and feel good about who they are. Hey, it's just a mistake. I mean, think about it. Sometimes your kid might spill a glass of milk and you're screaming and hollering at them. It's just a glass of milk. They didn't do it on purpose. Calm down. That kind of stuff will mess them up forever. Anyway, I think we need to start teaching people different how to think for themselves and say, okay, or give them some examples. This is what you did. If you did this, it might have been a different outcome. Or if you did that, it might have been a different outcome. Give them some options instead of filling them with guilt or shame or any of that kind of crap that's going to mess them up for most of their life. Most of the screwed up adults in this world are because they got screwed up as a kid with that kind of crap. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Start teaching your kids different. Start teaching everybody different. And this world might be different. So listen, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great weekend. If you're up there in Maine, stop worrying about the snow. We live in Maine. It snows all the time. It's just a little snow. It's going to snow. The next day it'll be gone. You can clear it out of your yard, and we'll be back to doing things like we always did before. So relax, chummy. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday.